Hello and welcome to the Dice Brigade's unboxing. I'm Chris, and today we're unboxing the Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid Eternal Rangers. The box arrived with a couple of dents and I was walking around. The box arrived with a couple of dents on it from shipping, so I'm hoping the box protected it, but we'll find out. I've actually seen a channel actually put up a disclaimer on not to use X-Acto knives unless you're a professional. Who's a professional X-Acto knife user? Like, yeah, I was going to be totally safe with X-Acto knives. I saw a YouTuber cut open a board game with it, and I'm going to sue him because, for some reason, it made me unsafe with X-Acto knives. Okay. Box is good. This is the cover. But I'll just do it this way. You ever see bubble wrap like this? I don't know. I'm a professional. So I've not read the comics. In fact, if you watched my review of Heroes of the Grid, I mentioned that I was a little annoyed that so much comic representation was in the game instead of some TV Power Rangers, which is what I would prefer. But so I have no idea who this Ranger is. So if you guys know, let me know. Okay. Back of the box here. Oh, there's no blur. Okay. Cool. Well, you get this print of the cover, which is fine. Here's the Eternal Rangers Players Compendium. There's Jonathan's journal. Okay. So, things are a little loose, but nothing's damaged. There's some Rangers that are out of their slots, but yeah, I don't think that's really damaged anything here. Big boy. Okay. Here's the Zord on Ranger character, and I'm curious. Yep, okay. You can take his Mr. Freeze visor off, so we can paint him. Good. Shipping over here must have been rough because these characters came out and they're. Oh, that's loose. That's a little loose, so. Oh, that's super loose. Okay. Huh. Well, let's look at the books first. This is Jonathan's journal. I think he said this was his design doc that he would refer to when he was creating Rangers, which I wish more board game designers would put stuff like this up. Yeah, so this is essentially his, his thought process when going through designing the cards. I would like to see more board game designers do stuff like this. This would be fun. Put insights into what they were thinking when they were designing a game, maybe some of the processes. Kind of like commentaries, where, yeah, it's only for people who are super nerdy about things, but they offer fun insights. So I'm really, really glad that they included this. I also have the Ranger Compendium, or the Player's Compendium, and I think, yeah, it's this is first of all, this has the this has all the instruction books in it, so you can refer to this, which was I know one of my complaints is sometimes trying to find a specific role is a pain, so that's good. But this paper doesn't feel like it's going to last very long. Could be wrong, but it just feels kind of cheap. I guess the reason why this feels a little disappointing is because this is the last expansion that the Heroes of the Grid will see, and so it kind of feels like they are going out with a little bit of a whimper here. So hopefully I'm wrong, but I don't know. It's because again, with this having the rules in it, this is what I'll probably be leafing through whenever there's a rule. Plus, it has every scenario in it, including G.I. Joe scenarios. So, yeah, it feels like it's a little bit of, here's the name of all the backers. I guess this does feel a little underwhelming, this paper quality. This is the kind of paper that doesn't hold up. So, I will, I don't know. So I will say that is just a little bit of a letdown. But it's not the end of the world. But this is the Player's Compendium. So the main Power Ranger team in this would be the Mythic Force. This is Red Mystic Ranger, Nick Russell. Fearsome as Fire. Once per battle, after any ranger rolls a double hit result during an attack, you may remove that die from the attack. If you do, deal 1 damage to up to 3 enemy cards. We have Chip Thorne, which I always thought he was pretty likable. I like optimistic characters. Fast as lightning. Once per battle, after you resolve an attack card, you may discard the top card from your deck and immediately play a maneuver card. I'm willing to bet he has a lot of maneuver cards, so I can see that being fun and helpful. This is Madison, the Blue Mythic Ranger. And Fluid as the Sea. Once per battle, when any ranger plays an attack card, you may raise or lower the energy cost by 1. If you raise the energy cost by 1, add 1 die to that attack. If you lower it by 1, remove 1 die from that attack. After changing as the wind, once per battle, you may play an attack or maneuver card. Another ranger may discard 1 card from their hand with the same type and energy cost. If they do, your card gains the effect of their card in addition to its own. Very fun combinations. I can see that being raw. I can see that power being a lot of fun. Then we have Xander. Unfortunately, this was a time when Xander was becoming a popular name. No offense to Xander out there. It's just unfortunate that naming trend took off. Once per battle, when any ranger plays an attack card, you may ignore the ability text from that card. If you do, add 2 dice to that attack. Then we have the Mystic Phoenix, or the Red Mystic Zord. Play this card after any ranger rolls dice to that attack. For each hit, double hit, or miss they did not roll that attack, add 1 die with that result. Okay, so what I think this means is when you roll, if you didn't get like a hit out of any of your dice, okay, or let's just say, based off of my luck, if you roll 4 dice and you get all misses, then you could add a hit and a double hit to that. I believe that's what that says. So if I were to roll and get, let's say I rolled 3 dice, I got 2 hits and a miss, That means I did not roll a double hit, so I can add a double hit result to that. Yeah, I think that's what that card is saying. It's a little wordy, it's a little confusing, but I believe that's what he's saying there. Exhaust this card after any ranger resolves 2 combat cards during a single turn in battle. They may return one of those cards from their hand to their... They may return one of those cards from their discard pile to their hand. My dyslexia was kicking in there. That's the Mystic Guardian, or the Yellow Ranger. Mystic Mermaid. Exhaust this card when any ranger plays an attack card. Add 1 die to that attack for each energy spent to play that card. Max 3. These are fun. These kind of cards are fun. Mystic Sprite. Wonder if she's a 8-bit or 16-bit sprite. Who knows? Exhaust this card when any ranger has no cards in their hand. They may return 1 maneuver card and 1 attack card from their discard pile to their hand. Mystic Minotaur. Norm the Minotaur. If you know, you know. Exhaust this card when any ranger resolves an attack or maneuver card with a star ability. They may perform an attack with 2 dice. So you get an extra attack. So this is one of those things where I see the rules are a little loose, or obtuse is the word I used in the review. But it says when rangers resolve an attack or a maneuver card with a star ability. I think that's when you play one with a star ability. Yeah, because it would say if you resolve them for defense with a star ability. So yeah, but but that just came from my understanding of the rules. Sometimes the book doesn't make that clear, so if this were your first set for some reason, this would be a little hard. Yeah, that would be a little hard to understand. When you summon this card, and at the start of each action phase, place 3 energy tokens on this card with a max of 3. During any ranger turn in battle, the rangers may remove 1 token from this card and play both an attack and a maneuver card. So that's your Mystic Force team. I will have those in sleeves real soon. Now I think this is just going to be a series of Zord cards. So do we have... Oh dear, this is... I'm not sure if I'm going to read all these. This is a fast stack of cards right here. Okay, here's an Adam Park, but he's got a Defender vest on. So, you know, let me get the Arsenal cards separated so I'm not fighting those. And then I'll also get the Megazord or the Zord cards separated. That's a much more manageable stack. We will go through these, but here's the Adam, the Black Ninja Ranger Adam. This is one of the miniatures that comes with the game. Each time you defeat an enemy card, place 1 hit token on this card with a max of 3. You may spend hit tokens from this card to trigger special abilities of your combat cards. Nice, okay. Here's the Zordon. Eltarian Wisdom. Once per battle, when any ranger performs an attack, they may divide the damage from that attack among any number of targets. Justin Stewart. Your maximum hand size is 3. Okay. Once per battle, if you have no cards in your hand, you may gain 1 energy and play a card from your discard pile. Then place that card at the bottom of your deck. Okay, he might be fun to play as. Zaito? The Cosmic Fury. Once per battle, when any ranger plays a card, you may reduce the energy cost of that card to 0. If you do, the energy cost of the next card played during this battle is increased by 2. Gale of Saard? I don't know. Omega Beast powers. Each time you roll a double hit result, add one die to that roll. If you roll another double in that process, you can repeat this process. So that's actually, mechanically, that's fun. I think one of my biggest things about the game, and this is really kind of subjective here, but so if you really like these Rangers, this is just taste. But I would have preferred the Solaris Knight over either of these two Rangers. That way we would have had a complete Mystic Force set. We got Storm Blaster, which is the Turbo Blue Ranger. Exhaust this card. After the last turn in battle, the Ranger may take an additional turn. Man, the Mountain Blaster Megazord. Exhaust this card. During any Ranger turn in battle, while a Ranger has no cards in their hand, gain 1 energy during that turn. That Ranger may play 1 card from their discard pile instead of their hand. We have the Lightning Red Turbo Zord. Exhaust this card when any Ranger plays an attack or maneuver card. With the energy cost of X, resolve that card as if they spent +1 energy. That Ranger may place that card on top of their deck instead of discarding it. The Lightning Fire Tanker Rescue Zord. Lightning Fire Rescue Tanker Zord. Wow, Lightning Fire Tamer Rescue Zord. Okay. Exhaust this card after any Ranger resolves a combat card. Any Ranger may choose cards from their discard pile and add a total number of shields up to the amount of energy spent to play that card and shuffle those back into their deck. The Siren Blaster Rescue Sword. Exhaust this card during any Ranger's turn in battle. While a Ranger has no cards in their hand, that Ranger may perform an attack with 2 dice instead of playing a card. They may spend the amount of energy and add an equal number of dice to that attack. Then we have the Megazord. Sorry, that's somebody's getting triggered by me laughing at that name. I like the Galaxy Megazord. We should have gotten a whole Lost Galaxy set. Once during each Ranger's turn in battle, if at least one Ranger flips an action token to gain 2 energy, any Ranger may play an additional attack or maneuver card that turn. That would be helpful in hyper-specific situations. Because usually energy or it's usually your action tokens are more valuable than that, but oh well. After the last this is the Rescue Megazord from Power Ranger Turbo. After the last enemy turn in battle, gain 2 energy, and the Rangers may take an additional turn. See, that's something that would be nice. So now we have I'm actually really happy though that they did include a bunch of Arsenal cards, because the Arsenal set was just great. It feels like it's just good to have some more cards to go through. The Rad Bug. Okay, that's pretty funny. Use at the end of a battle. Move 1 Ranger figure from this location to another outer location. That Ranger may look at the top card from their deck and swap it with a card from their hand. Use it anytime, ready 1 exhausted card of your choice. To defend her well, that's pretty good actually. The Mirror Shield. Getting some Zelda vibes, you know. When any Ranger reveals a card for defense that does not have a star ability, that card gains the following. If this card is revealed for defense, deal free damage to an enemy card of your choice. Okay, that's fun. Zeo Cannon. Use at the start of any Ranger's turn in battle. Instead of playing a card, perform a free die attack. And it's a power cannon. Used after the last enemy card resolves. Deal an amount of damage to an enemy card of your choice equal to the amount of energy in a shared energy pool. Okay. Actually, I like that one. Alright, I have some thoughts about the Eternal Ranger set. While I'm excited to play the Mystic Force team, and I'm excited about some of the enemies that are included, this just feels a little bit like instead of going out with a bang like it should have been, kind of going out with a whimper. There's no new foot soldiers to fight. The enemies that are included don't tie into Mystic Force. The only way to get this set from Renegade was to support the Kickstarter. So now, if you want this set, you're going to be relying on secondhand market, and I do feel that is a little bit of a misstep. I love Heroes of the Grid. In my review, I mentioned how much I really enjoy this game, and I'm grateful to have everything that we have. It's just sad to see a great game have such a, it feels like to me, a mid closure. Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid is one of my top 10 board games of all time. My admittedly subjective complaints about the game, I think, were compounded with this set. I don't have any insights into the behind the scenes information. I don't know if the sales had just tanked and they decided this is what they could do. And if that's the case, again, no matter what the case is, I'm happy to have this. And some people are going to see all the stuff that was shown off in this and be excited. And good for you. I'm excited. I'm happy. I would have just preferred to have seen a little bit more. It just feels like every shortcut they could take, they took. This was their closeout to a really strong game system. It felt abrupt when they announced they were closing this and the G.I. Joe Mission Critical brand. It just felt like they were kind of making those decisions by the seat of their pants. I think the thing that they could have done to this that would have really made it a little bit better would to be include foot soldiers for the Mystic Force and a couple of bosses, because right now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe there's only one monster that you can fight that would be in the Mystic Force universe. So I think that was in my opinion, that was a misstep. It's cool they get this designer journal. Can take a look at it. I'm going to read it soon. And this compendium, I would be more excited about this if the paper were higher quality. Well, I'll probably save them a lot of money to go with this cheaper paper. It's just kind of a letdown on my end because, again, this is not even super high quality printer paper. So it's not going to hold up. So that's going to be a little disappointing because this was meant to be gone through with all the scenarios listed in here. All in all, this wasn't breakingly expensive. I don't know what this is going to do in the secondary market. It will probably go for a lot just because of the fact that it wasn't available via retail. Or if it is available, it'd be a very limited stock after all the scratch and dents are taken care of. Well, I'm just going to focus on finishing up my collection. I got 6 sets left to get. So I'll be getting the sets that I have left and probably playing this game maybe with my grandkids. Assuming it hasn't completely deteriorated at that point. Well, not to end on a downer note, I still think very, very highly of Heroes of the Grid. I'm glad that Renegade offered their initial Kickstarter set on their website, so I didn't have to pay eBay prices to get Tommy Oliver and Zed and Goldar. Anyway, but I'm looking forward to trying out the Mystic Force Rangers. And there's a couple of these bosses I'm looking forward to fighting when I get the chance. But thank you so much for watching. And until next time, take the initiative and may the power protect you.